Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Season 7 of Run to Your Leadership Challenges. This is the daily show that equips team leaders to lead their way through the challenges they face every day. So, today, I want to talk about fear, and more specifically, if leaders should ever be fearful of anything. Before I begin, I want to tell you about how you can join the current online community for leaders. Here at the CLC team, growing our online community for leaders is my number one goal. And truthfully, I want you to see this online community for leaders becoming the go to leadership development program in the world. I mean, my dream is to make this community the place where all leaders throughout the world, all great future leaders, will be hanging out and continuously learning from each other. Because leadership, let's face it, it's a continuous learning process, and we need to stay connected to other great leaders. Now, this group is for all leaders, and especially for leaders who don't have any other leaders to talk to and to lean on. It's for leaders to get their questions answered, a place for leaders to mentor other leaders, and a place for leaders who can have a group where they can just discuss anything they want to discuss with like minded people, like minded leaders, so they can share their thoughts, their questions, their ideas, and seek help and assistance whenever they need to. Hey, if this sounds like something you're interested in, I would love to have you check us out. You can click on the link in today's show notes or go directly to clcteam.com and click on the tab at the top of the page that says membership. Okay, let's dive into this whole idea of leadership and fear. So, a while back, I had a leader approach me and tell me that they thought they were a lousy leader because they had a situation come up and they were just scared as heck because they didn't know what to do. When I asked them for further details, they told me that they had just lost over 60% of their team and they were drastically shorthanded. And that was causing turmoil, and the rest of the team was just in chaos. Now, for many of you out there, that may sound like a familiar situation that's going on because with this whole great resignation going on, I mean, we are constantly dealing with short-handed staff, a team that's short-handed. So this leader, they continued to tell me about how they were afraid. And they were afraid because they just didn't know what to do. And as a leader, they said they should know what to do. Well, I quickly identified with this leader and told them that it was okay for them not to know everything to do as a leader at times. And personally, I think that's one of the biggest myths that holds leaders back from reaching their fullest potential. You see, they don't think they're worthy of a promotion or becoming a leader at all because there's certain things about leadership that they don't know about. Man, that is just simply not true. Leaders don't have to know everything. As a matter of fact, it's kind of scary if I ever come across a leader who tells me and thinks that they know everything. Let me share with you something that I used to share with my young airmen when I was in the Air Force. And that is this. I used to tell them the day that they think they have it all figured out, I mean, the day that they think that they know everything there is to know, I told them to do me a favor and get the heck out of my Air Force. Because we simply don't need airmen who think they know it all. Now, most airmen would look back at me dumbfounded because they wouldn't know how to respond to that comment. And you know, the same thing applies to leadership. The day that you think you know everything there is to know about leadership is the day that you should just quit being a leader. Because know-it-all leaders are not good for anyone, and they're kind of dangerous to have in your company. My point is this: leaders don't need to know everything about everything. They just need to be willing to show up and take the lead. There will be days when you come across things that we may not have any idea of how to handle it. And that's okay, because in these days, especially in these days, things are constantly changing and we can't keep up with everything, but we can keep showing up for our team. As leaders, face the facts. We are all human and we will face trials and we're going to screw up from time to time. Be willing to stand up and say that you aren't sure about certain things and seek help from the rest of your team. They are there for you, just like you're there for them. One thing for certain during the times that we're going through right now is things are going to change more rapidly, and they are changing more rapidly than ever before. And we're facing many new challenges almost every day, but we'll make it through this and we'll get the help from our team, and our team will help us and we'll help them. We'll help each other. Today's challenge is simple, but it may be difficult for some of you. I want you to give yourself some slack. Cut yourself a break. Don't be so stinking hard on yourself, and realize that it's okay to be afraid when you're faced with new challenges that you have no idea how to handle them. In these times, it's more important than ever to have a great support system, whether that's within your group of leaders that you know at church or heck, a local bar or a local hangout. It doesn't matter. Or it could be an online group, such as a mastermind group or the leadership communities like we have here at CLC. The bottom line is that fear is all around us. And the quicker that we realize that we can face it, the better off that we'll be able to respond to it when our team needs us to help them through it. By the way, the leader I described in the beginning is doing much better now. After our conversation, they returned to their team and had a great conversation with their entire team. They were vulnerable with each other, and they talked about all of their fears and concerns about the short-handed staff and the team that they had. And they came up with a solid plan together. Now the team is fighting for each other, and they are closer as a team than they've ever been because they're all in it together. They put the team goals and the team vision and mission ahead of themselves. And this leader told me that they're like super surprised and happy at how everything turned out. This leader's fear led to a great leadership experience, a great learning lesson, because they showed up and they refused to quit, even when they were facing big time fear. You can do the same thing. Keep showing up and you'll get through it all. Hey, that's it for today, but don't forget to check out our website at clcteam.com and check out the tab at the top that says membership or mastermind and learn how we can serve you and your team better. Have a great rest of your day, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.